Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are seeing in these verses, Sati is defending Lord Shiva. When she came to the place of her father, she saw that Lord Shiva, even though he is Devas of Dev, he is called Mahadev. He is the master of these devatas. And all other devatas are being invited. And Lord Shiva is not invited. Not only Lord Shiva is not invited, all other devatas are given their respective portions, offerings of the sacrifice. But there is nothing which is kept aside for Lord Shiva. And then Sati is wife of Lord Shiva, such a great personality, and also daughter of Daksha. As a daughter, there is no doubt she was very dear to Daksha. She was considered to be very pet child of Daksha. And in spite of knowing that my husband is not being invited, still Sati planned to go there. But to find that Daksha was very cold. He saw Sati, but he neglected her. So even as a pet daughter, he never bothered. Why? How come suddenly Sati, who was so dear to Daksha, has become an object of neglect? Because Daksha's consideration is, okay, she was my daughter, but now she is related to Shiva, who did not respect me. I am inimical to Shiva, and she is related to him. So, as a representative of Shiva, also, not only as a daughter, he did not pay any attention. So this gross neglect and blasphemy, earlier also, when Lord Shiva did not get up in that assembly, Daksha criticized and spoke many kinds of blasphemy against Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva was very tolerant. He just kept quiet, did not say anything. So, we find that Daksha, being on the bodily platform, is not able to estimate a great personality. In his calculation, greatness is according to social status, material status. So he is considering in that way that in social status, Lord Shiva is lower than me because he is my son-in-law. I am father-in-law. Son-in-law is supposed to respect me. But actually, it is not that Lord Shiva did not respect him. Actually, a great personality like Lord Shiva, he knows how to respect a person in reality. This is a very important lesson for all of us to understand, that a great personality, he always offers his obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead seated in everyone's heart. He is not offering respect to this dead body. He is always offering his respectful obeisances to the Paramatma. And this is a lesson for all of us. When we offer respect to each other, it is to the Paramatma in the heart. It is not to this material body. So he was always offering his obeisances. So it is not that he neglected, isn't it? That is what it is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. So we find this is the mentality of a person puffed up with material acquisitions, material power, material position, on the bodily concept of life. He cannot understand the greatness of a sadhu, great personality like Lord Shiva. He judges him by external. You see. So, we saw till now in that context. Here is a context of how. So we understood that we should not be on bodily platform. If we are on bodily platform, there is no doubt we will commit offenses unknowingly, in ignorance. So, we have to rise above the bodily concept of life. Then it will be possible that we will not commit offenses. Now, the second important thing to understand in devotional service is, not only we don't commit offenses, how do we react to the situation where someone is committing offenses? I may say, no, I am not committing any offenses. I did not say anything. I did not blaspheme. But here is another important situation which we should understand. How to respond if someone is committing offenses to a pure devotee. So we find that if someone commits an offense to a pure devotee of the Lord, actually that person who is committing an offense, like Daksha, his all good fortunes are vanquished immediately. All his material positions, material acquisitions. Just like we find that because Duryodhana and his party, they offended Pandavas, and specifically because they offended Draupadi, it is said that immediately they lost all their good fortune. So, this is the effect. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has described it as a mad elephant offense. There are so many things. Let us say, for example, one is, if you don't water your Bhakti Lata creeper, it will dry up. But if you offend a Vaishnava, the whole Bhakti Lata is uprooted practically. It is such a great offense. The example is given. Let us say if we break regulative principles. You are watering, but at the same time, if we are not following the regulative principles, it will not be very effective. Prabhupada gives the example. You are igniting fire and you are pouring water on it. So fire will take a long time to ignite. But here, practically, everything is lost. No fire at all. The whole Bhakti Lata creeper is uprooted if one blasphemes a great pure devotee of the Lord. So this we understood. Another important thing, wherein, let us say we don't blaspheme, but if we become party to hearing blasphemy of a pure devotee of the Lord, what should be our reaction is being described here. So Bhagavatam is giving these very important practices in devotional service, what we do. In today's conversation, Prabhupada is making some very important point. Prabhupada was saying, it is not very easy to understand Krishna. We should not take it for granted. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye tatam api siddhanam kaschit mam vetti tattvataha. Very difficult to understand, even for the people who have obtained perfection in their life. Still they may not understand Krishna. So Prabhupada says there is only one way if Krishna reveals himself. Otherwise it is not possible. And how Krishna will reveal himself? Sevon mukhehi jivhado swayam eva hi spurti adaha. If we become humble and serve the Supreme Lord, beginning with our tongue, when we acquire this important quality of sevon mukha, servitude, the attitude of being a servant of the Lord. And that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching that we have to be not servant directly of Krishna. Dasa, dasa, dasanudasa. We have to be servant of Krishna. That should be the idea. So then the devotee asks, Srila Prabhupada, How to remain humble while serving Krishna. How to maintain humility. So very beautifully Prabhupada describes how one can remain humble. What is the meaning of remaining humble? So it's very interesting. And with very beautiful example, Prabhupada explains. Paramahamsa, how can one remain humble in executing his devotional service? Prabhupada, yes. If one thinks himself that I am non-entity, helpless. It's a very, very important feature of surrender is, humble means non-entity. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, dust at the lotus feet of Krishna. It's just a small particle, non-entity. Krishna is so great and I am so small. Prabhupada says that. If he thinks I can do something, I have got so much intelligence, then he cannot become humble. So if you are thinking you can do something, you have something, then you cannot remain humble. Then he cannot become humble. Just like child is humble always, because he knows I am completely helpless. So this is very important. Child is able to maintain that humility because his position is always of being helpless. He knows I am completely dependent on my parents. Unless mother helps me, I am completely dependent. Therefore, whenever he needs something, he cries, "Mother, help me." This is helplessness. Always, karpanye. This is one of the item of surrender. Unless you think yourself helpless, you cannot surrender. Surrender is complete when you think yourself that you are helpless. I am helpless. And another important thing, along with that, you are helpless, that is one. But another is also important. And because I am surrendered to Krishna, He will save me. So this is another important quality of a devotee. Not only he feels himself very helpless, but avashya rakshibhe Krishna. Krishna will surely protect me because I am completely surrendered to Him. He will save me. This faith also must be there, that although I am helpless, not although I am factually helpless, but because I am surrendered to Krishna, I have no danger. He will help me. He will protect me. So, if we remain with this understanding and consciousness, then it is possible that actually we will not commit offenses. But otherwise, the moment we feel we have something, we are great, then all those things will start. Trying to find faults with others and trying to criticize others, isn't it? Those things will start. So here, three very important things are mentioned. One is, one should close his ears and walk away from that place. This at least all of us can do. Otherwise, if we give ear to blaspheming the devotees, the first offense when we are chanting the holy name of the Lord is to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Correct? That is the first offense. So, then we will not be able to advance in our chanting also. We should understand. So what we should do? The best way is to go away from that place. Because the more you give your ear for hearing, the more another person will dump all his garbage on you. It's a fact. The moment you show that actually you're not interested in hearing criticism of anyone, and you go away from there, or you block your ears, I am not interested, then automatically you are helping that other person also. He is blaspheming and you are hearing. So both of you will be losing devotional service. Whereas you block your ear and you go away, you are saving yourself and you are saving that person also. Because if nobody is there to hear, what he will blaspheme? So this is very important. Especially in Kali Yuga, even if we criticize a person or if we think ill of a person, the Lord in Kali Yuga, He may pardon us. But if it manifests in our action, then we will have to bear the result of that. So this is the first thing we should do. And it is mentioned in the scriptures, especially for a Brahmana. And devotees are anyway automatically Brahmanas. Of course, with qualities we should be Brahmanas, not for the name's sake. That is important. Not that we don't have any qualities and we still think I am devotee. Brahmana means he is qualified with all qualities. Correct? Shamaha, Damaha, Tapaha, Shaucham, all these qualities are there. And for a Kshatriya, it is mentioned what he should do, how he should retaliate. So, when a Kshatriya is present and somebody is blaspheming a great devotee, a sadhu, he should pull out the tongue of that person with force. And he should, after that, he should finish him, kill him off. And if a Shudra or a Vaishya or a Stree, that category, if they hear the blasphemy, they should better give up their life. This is the injunction which is mentioned in the scripture. The whole idea is, it is so grave. The whole idea to understand is, it is such a grave thing that better to give up your life than to hear the blasphemy of a great devotee of the Lord. It is such a serious thing. Prabhupada is saying, this is the meaning of that, understanding. See, right in the purport, Prabhupada is saying here. If possible, she should have cut out Daksha's tongue because he blasphemed Lord Shiva. In other words, since Lord Shiva is the protector of religion, a person who vilifies him should be killed at once. And after killing such a person, one should give up one's life. That is the process. But because Daksha happened to be the father of Sati, she decided not to kill him, but to give up her own life in order to compensate for the great sin she had committed by hearing blasphemy of Lord Shiva. So, then Prabhupada is giving the most important instruction. The instruction set forth here in Bhagavatam is that one should not tolerate at any cost the activities of a person who vilifies or blasphemes an authority. This is the important thing. At no cost one should tolerate the blasphemy of a pure devotee of the Lord. So we'll stop with this Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Shri Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.